Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up, where football lives and breathes. Join us as we explore the heart of the game. This is Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up.
Fans, today we are joined by Kevin, a seasoned coach and a performance analyst in the world of football. With his wealth of knowledge and dedication to the sport, Kevin has become a respected figure in the football community. Join us as we explore his insights, strategies and experiences, offering a fantastic glimpse into the dynamic world of football coaching. Let's get it. Welcome, Kevin.
How you doing, brother? Alexa, stop. Sorry about that.
What are you saying, man? All good?
Yes, I'm there, brother. Appreciate you being here. Welcome to the Gazette. We here. So we're going straight into the questions, yeah? No messing around. It's going to be the first block is personal questions.
All right.
So, full name, nickname, and any socials you want to share with us.
Full name, Kevin Suarez Palma. That's my whole gov. My nickname is, well, some people call me Cax. So that's Kaks. And then my socials is K_Patamar. So that's PATAMAR.
Lovely. Excellent. Yeah. Okay. How old are you and where are you from?
I'm 27 and I'm from Southeast London. But my background's Brazilian, and I say that proudly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see the flags and everything. Big up, big up. Congratulations on the friendly win as well.
Appreciate it, man. It was a big one.
All right, next question. Where do you currently coach? Who do you currently coach for, and where are they based?
So I currently coach for Brentford Women's, and they're based in like Heathrow sort of area.
Okay, lovely. Okay, let's get into this one now. So, who or what motivated you to start coaching football?
Mourinho. Mourinho was my big motivator, if I'm being honest. Like I was always into football. Obviously, I tried to play, wasn't good enough to make it. Had a couple little moments here and there, but nothing that took me to the heights. And then I kind of gave up with it. And then I met someone who was a family friend of the Leicester City owner that unfortunately passed away. Rest in peace to him. But she brought me into a Chelsea-Leicester game. And then when I went there, I got to meet all of them, and they actually asked me if I was doing anything at the time. At the time, I wasn't. I was like on my gap year. I was working Deliveroo, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And they said to me, "Oh, like if you are interested in something, go, push out to get a degree and rare to this, that, and the other." And it just made me think a little bit. After that, I got into coaching, and yeah, I never really looked back since.
Nice, excellent. So you never know where stuff can lead you. You know what I'm saying? Just going to a game. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's nice. All right, where or who did you train with to become a football coach?
Yeah, I mean, I trained in many different situations. So I, like, age groups wise, my first ever team was, I think they were under 14 at the time.
Okay.
So there was just a local grassroots club, Sunday League, and then from there I did like soccer schools, all sorts of ages, bro. Like I've done toddlers that couldn't even walk yet, and then
them ones, yeah.
Mums are holding their hands and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I hear that.
And then I've done like adult men's, and now I'm doing the adult women's now. So
cool. So how long have you been coaching, like officially? How long has it been so far?
I don't actually know, I need to do the maths, but I reckon like 7 or 8 plus years now.
Okay. Are you allowed to count before you got the qualification, or it's once the qualification, then you can be like, yeah, I've done this for X amount of years? Or is it from when you just started training, like babies in the park or anything like that?
I mean,
where you're coming from, as in from before the qualification, you was still doing your thing? Well,
no, because I mean, in general, I don't think a qualification. I don't think a qualification is, the be all or end all when it comes to coaching. I think you can coach without that. And some people I've met are better coaches than ones that have those qualifications. So
yeah.
But yeah, for me personally, when I'm talking about it, I didn't get into coaching until I done my my first qualification, because the only reason why I did that in the end was because I needed that to get into the course
Right.
university, which then from there blossomed my coaching journey. But before that, I wasn't actually doing any coaching. I just had the interest for it.
Right. I understand. Yeah.
But that was the requirement. So I'm
Yeah.
counting from that moment.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I understand. All right. Do you have any experience coaching any other sports?
I feel like I do, but I'm trying to remember which one it. Well, I mean, like very basic coaching, like as in the park, for example, like unpaid, just me with people that I was seeing at the park at the time. But basketball, funnily enough, and it was just a shot that I could do at the time that was like getting me a lot of frees. So I saw that there was this kid like messing up the frees, and I just literally told him to try something that worked for me.
Yeah.
And that was probably the only other bit of coaching. And then
okay.
yeah, but what I do a lot of the time now is I try and pick things from different sports to see how I can then take that and bring it into football. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting things from like basketball and stuff like that you can tap into.
You can be moving around. Yeah, no, I hear that definitely. Okay, next question. Which football coach was most influential in shaping your current coaching style? Is it going to be Mourinho again?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Straight, the special one. All right, cool. This might be a silly question, but which club do you dream of coaching for, and do you support them? Is it them?
I don't know.
Oh no, it's not. Okay, interesting.
I don't know. So I'm a Chelsea fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I like to coach them? 100%. But I wouldn't say that's my
dream job.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? My dream, like, wild job would be to be involved with the Brazilian team. That's my ultimate goal. When it comes to club, though, I wouldn't say I have any dream. I think anything is a dream, to be honest. Like, even what I'm doing now with like the girls at Brentford, even that are my blessings for. So, and they're like, in terms of where they are in the football pyramid, they're nowhere near Chelsea, but I still see them as that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing. Yeah, for real. No, you got to count those. Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you on that. Okay. Do you have any pre-game rituals or superstitions as a coach? Anything
if I'm the manager, yes.
If you're the manager, yes. All right, go ahead.
Ever since I got into Brentford, all those superstitions just go out the window because I don't panic, because I know I'm not the manager, so I let the manager deal with that.
Okay, right.
These good vibes. But when I was managing like my other teams, I had loads of superstitions. So, for example, I coached this men's team not too long ago, and they were called Catford, like top people, like really good people there. And we had two kits, but we would only win with the green one.
Okay, yeah.
So when it came to bigger games, like
always the green one,
we had to play in the green one, and I made that very clear. And everyone had to have the right socks, all of that stuff. Like pitches. Another superstition of mine was, if a team were delaying things, then I thought that they were playing man games on us.
Okay.
So I would try and like do certain things differently. I don't remember what those certain things were, but I would try and do certain things differently to gain the advantage.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And sometimes like swaying the referees, get them a little tea or coffee. Gotta play the game, man.
You gotta play the game for real. I like that. Yeah, no, that's cool. All right, cool. Next question. What would you say is your coaching philosophy?
I think
you can narrow it down to something like that.
I would say I have an idea of how I would like us to play, but if there's anything that I've learned is very much the players you come with. So when you step into a new role, do they fit your philosophy, and also what's your time frame? So, for example, I've coached in many different environments, and I'm probably not going to answer your question anyway. my answer is I don't have one per se. It always adapts and changes depending
to
on
who you've got and what team. Okay, so
yeah,
you'd adapt it to what you have. It's
yeah,
not
and
gonna
then
be it's not gonna be you come in and it's all right. It's my way. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. You just work with what you have. That's what you're
yeah.
saying, basically.
I could be very wrong, and I'm not. Don't quote me on it, but there's a really good coach educator. His name's Kevin Green, and he was one of the guys that really inspired me and what I did in terms of coaching wise. And he's just not his knowledge for the game is just ridiculous. Like he's just top tier. And for anyone watching, you can find loads of his stuff on YouTube as well. He's got a whole channel going on now, and
Nice.
he's top. But him and another guy called Darren that I worked with in a football club in Southeast, they really shaped a lot of things, and they made me realize that you can have a way of you wanting to play, but philosophy isn't written in pen, or it's not written in ink, it's written in pencil, because you can always rub it out and change it. My personal thing is I will have my style that I want them to play. I'll force them to do that. And if I don't believe they can, then I bring players in to fit that mold. And the ones that I think can do it, they stay. If that makes sense.
Yep. Perfect sense. Yep. Sounds exactly like
Yeah.
any professional coach. Yeah. Any professional coach. Exactly what it is.
Your question. Yeah. It doesn't, there's no set.
Yeah. There's no set philosophy, but you have one, but you shift and make it fit. No, I understand you. Definitely. All right. Next question. What aspects of football gets you the most excited?
I would
You can pick like one or two or three, whatever you want to give.
that's for the emotion side of it, like the storyline behind stuff. And I just hate dry games. I hate
a dry 0-0 thing.
Yeah, like not even 0-0. It's just more. I hate dryness in the sense of the game means nothing. You know.
Oh, okay.
Like, preseason for me is the worst time of the year because there's nothing like trophy-wise to play for. I'm very competitive in that sense. So
yeah, that's a little shocking. I thought like preseason was the coach's dream. Like that's where you see what's going on and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, maybe for the
it's good to hear.
Maybe for the majority it is, and maybe I could be incorrect in saying that. But for me personally, I hate preseason because it's like, yes, you can see how the team are, you can fit your ideas, but for me, I want to play to win. So like even preseason games, I'm always trying to ramp people up just to get up.
Yeah,
but
I hate that.
It's difficult because I know they're not in it the way my mind works, and maybe I'm crazy in that sense. Like I
hate what you want your players to go like the league has started basically, and they want to like take it easy until the league has started type thing. Yeah.
Like me, I'm just very competitive. So the emotion side of it, the storyline, and there's a lot. There was only one preseason game that I coached where it really felt like it meant something. There was this whole storyline behind it. But yeah, I don't know if you want it, but yeah,
you want to give it? I'll take it, brother. Let's listen. Tell me the story.
It was one Sunday team that I coached. Saturday team that I coached. It was an adults men's, and one of these guys, really like decent footballer, but he was just moving a bit crazy, and he didn't want to pay certain subs and all this nonsense. And chairman basically said to me, "You can't play him if he's not paying what he needs to pay.
Right?
Don't play him." And it was a preseason game, so I was like, you know what, cool. Didn't put him in the lineup. Next thing I know, he's furious, saying, what's this and this, the other. I told him, this is the rule.
Yeah.
Like, get on with it, pay it up, and then next week you're back in, because he was very much in my plans for that year.
Same.
So anyway, he's furious. So he's left it at that. Didn't hear from him. And then didn't go to the training session. Came to the match day now. Who do I see warming up in the other team?
Oh no! I thought you meant who I see warming up with your team, with the other team. Oh no! You got served.
I couldn't believe it. But that's all I needed. That's the motivation I needed.
Yeah, straight away. Oh my God.
Be something. And he didn't even start. He didn't even start the game. And I was just thinking, if he stayed with me, A, I would have valued him way more. But B, it's just I couldn't believe that sort of disrespect. So
That's crazy.
was about making sure that guy is one of the worst players that they've have on the pitch.
Yeah. Straight.
He was arguably one of their worst. We beat them 2-1, and
Look at life.
I
That's
didn't
mad.
even go to shake the hand. That I was that furious.
Yeah.
Again,
Of course.
this is something that I do as well. Sometimes is I don't do it as much with the Brentford girls, but any team that I've managed in the past, I've always try and get them that little bit angrier, so that they just go in a little bit heavy in terms of the intensity level. But yeah, that's something I've always done, and maybe I'm crazy for that. But
Nah, man, I hear that. Sometimes people need to have the little fire. You get me? Just going out there just to kick the ball. No, it's mean something. So yeah, no, I hear you. I definitely hear you. All right, next up, we got about 4 more questions in this block. So you have niche coaches and you have all-rounders. Which do you believe is best for the team, and which would you say you are?
I think either can be great for the team. It's just how you use them. I would say I'm not either or. I'm trying to be a niche coach, but I think you have to have some sort of all-roundness if you are doing the management side of things, just so that you can operate everything well, or oversee everything. But for me, I'm trying to be more of a niche one, just because I want to be the master of something rather than jack of all trades.
Right.
And the reason being is because I'm looking at how my role is now. If I could work on something specific, maybe in a few years down the line, that could be worth something. So I know a lot of professional football clubs now, they're hiring very specific type of coaches. So
yeah,
attacking coach or a finishing coach, or
free kick and all that. Yeah, it's all coming in now. Corner coaches, set piece coach. I say, set piece coach.
Liverpool men's, they hired a throwing coach. So
wow,
very specific niche. So I think it's very like both type of coaches can work very well for many different reasons. But if I'm a manager, for example, I might even go for the niche one, so that they're working specifically with that unit over a period of time to get certain things down whilst I do something else. But yeah, at the moment, I'll say I'm more of an all-rounder, but definitely not the master of anything yet. There's a long way for me to go in that sense.
Cool. Lovely. All right. What do you think makes a great coach? If you can give me 2 to 3 things in your opinion.
I think adaptability to be able to create many different session plans that actually relate to the game. I've been guilty of this before in the past, and sometimes I find myself in situations where I still do it, where it may not relate to the specific thing that might actually happen to a game. So I'm doing my coaching qualification now. I'm doing one of the UEFA licenses, and something I'm realizing, for example, is if I'm working with a set of players and my thing is about finishing, then I need to paint the picture that they would naturally be in, rather than just clutter the box with players. So it's loads of different things that I'm,
that you're working on.
Because what was the question again? Remind me.
What do you think makes a great coach? Should I say?
So I'd say that's one of them. I would say definitely patience, because I feel like, especially with players today, you screaming and shouting doesn't work as much as what it used
to. Not anymore.
No.
Do you find that that's a mixed bag though? That there's still certain players that do feed off that, but then there's
100%. There's players that do. Like, even for example, there was a university team that I recently coached, and one of the players, she said to me that she really likes the way I am because I'm no nonsense and I don't BS, and I say it how it is. Whereas there's other players that didn't like that.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
And they didn't like the fact that I was straightforward with it. It's just how I say it. And so I think a good coach has to be also able to adapt how they treat every other player, because again, people are different. Some people some people need a shout in the ear. other people might need you to cuss them out to get them. Like I've seen it all. So that's my opinion. I think someone that's very adaptable, but also, and like Sir Alex used to do this a lot, from judging by memoirs and what people have written about him and stuff like that. That he was very much someone that would not pin you in any situation. So let's say you messed up a pass and then you conceded a goal. After that game, that's it. That's done. On to the next. Whereas I've seen a lot of coaches still have agendas as time goes on, and I don't think that's worth any value, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Excellent. All right, you've mentioned a couple bits already, but any future plans or goals as a coach? I know you said you're working on a couple bits now.
Yes.
And all that.
Yeah, so one of my plans is definitely to get this license that I'm going for, to get all the way as many licenses as I can get. And the reason I'm not putting value on the license in the sense of I get that means I'm a good coach. It's more I get that so that I can get my foot in the right doors.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I believe in. A lot of people do that, but it's just the fact for me. Some people have been luckier without the badges to get into the door. I am not one of those people yet. They need to go for my badges, isn't it? So
facts. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Yeah, no, I hear you, definitely. Go on.
No, go on, bro. Sorry.
I was gonna say, last question in this block. Could the Brentford men's, right, get your service without a second thought, or would you have to really sit there and think about it? I.e., if the Brentford CEO was like, you know what, we like what Kevin's doing down there with the girls and the women, bring him over here. Is it a bring him over here thing, or they gotta ask you, and do you have to think about it because you already work there? Is it just a promotion thing? Like, how would that work? And would you go, or are you happy where you are?
Why wouldn't I go?
Why wouldn't you go?
Yeah.
I was hoping for a reason. Maybe he was like, nah, man, I'm staying where I am. I'm building. I thought you were going to say something like that.
It is like, for me, I have to put myself in constant challenges. And for example, like I can imagine what that sort of level would be like in terms of the mental side of things. Like it must be a draining. I mean, look at he wants the break now. He's mentally draining being, environment. And for me, if I was, let's say, for example, CEO comes and he says, yeah, I really like what Kevin's doing, for example, come down, I wouldn't even bat an eyelid on it. I would say, yeah, bring me in. And if I fail, I fail, but at least I learned something off it. And for me, I have to learn something, I have to be in a situation like that.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I like that. All right, brother, that's the end of that pack right there. We're going to come back and we're going to have a little break, little snippet, and then we're going to play a little game. Would you rather? I've got 16 of those.
World where passion meets the pitch. This is Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up, uncovering football's true spirit.
Okay, so with these, you can just give me an answer or you can explain yourself if you want to, yeah? So the first one is Emma Hayes or Poch?
Emma Hayes.
Emma Hayes. Cool. Next one. Drogba, Hazard. Or Hazard, sorry.
Technically Hazard, but Drogba is just he was my guy, man. But
that's what I'm hearing from a lot of Chelsea fans. Is like he's the one.
Yeah,
even though as good as Hazard is,
I don't know how he hasn't got a statue yet, man. Like
that's what I've been thinking the same thing.
Like, see how he got that statue of him doing the knee slide. I think it was at Highbury that he done that knee slide.
Yeah.
I think Drogba should get the one where he done it at the Champions League final.
I was seeing,
when he done all that. That's the famous.
At the bridge, I can see that.
He's that guy, man. Like Hazard, Hazard's the guy, but Drogba, man.
Yeah. Drogba, yeah. All right, lovely. Next up, we got original R9 or CR7.
I know my CR7 bros. They're gonna be fuming, but gotta be R9.
Gotta be R9. Lovely. All right, academy football or grassroots? Yeah.
Academy.
All right, check this one out. Be one of 6 coaches at a high level or be the head coach at grassroots level?
One of 6.
One of 6. Man on a mission. Yeah, no, I hear you, brother. All right, keep VAR or get rid?
Nah, keep it.
That. Oh my God, at last, one person so far. Everyone wants to get rid, bro. Everyone wants to get rid. I'm like, no, I understand the celebration thing. That's the only thing. Otherwise,
that's a silly argument. Like, all right, cool. They don't celebrate the way they did, but I'm not hearing that, man. Because the scenes can still happen. Like, imagine that City game where I think it was Sterling that scored last minute winner and then it got disallowed. That's scenes, you know.
Yeah, that's scenes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think you're the only person so far that I've spoken to that said keep it. I like it for, like, you know, for the offside, because I know, like, some people are like, it's a toenail but it's off though.
It's
off.
What I'm
saying? It's clean. It's off though. No arguments. It's off. You know what I mean?
Harsh, but what can you do?
What can you do? I appreciate that. All right, next up we got Chelsea. Chelsea win the title and Tottenham win the Champions League, or both win nothing.
Both. I think for me, Champions League will always be the better thing over Premier League, in my opinion.
Saying okay. Next up, Chelsea captains: Dennis Wise, John Terry.
Terry.
No hesitation. Cool. All right. As a coach, get praised by your players or other coaches?
Oh, that's a tough one, you know.
Because I know they're both both important views to have, innit? From your co-workers and the people who you actually train.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I might have to skip that one.
Let's skip that one, yeah? No, fair enough. Cool. All right, back-to-back titles or one Champions League win? So as in two titles, so 1 year, then again the next year, or just scrap that, one Champions League title.
What, my favorite team, or if it's me winning it?
If it's you winning it. Or you can have it as it's Chelsea, whichever you want to answer.
If it's me, Champions League. If it's Chelsea, Champions League. I'm telling you, bro, like, Champions League for me is just the highest.
It's the highest. Cool. No, I hear you. All right. Next one is travel to coach football or travel to watch football?
To watch. Yeah, to watch, I would say.
To watch. I think you've answered this one already, but be a coach at the World Cup final or be a coach at the Champions League final?
World Cup final, bro.
World Cup final, Brazil. All right, here's another tough one for you. Well, it might not be. Get a call from Chelsea or get a call from Brazil for a coaching job?
Brazil, bro.
Brazil.
Gotta be Brazil.
All right. Be an average coach with great reputation or great reputation, or be an elite coach with rumors of cheating?
Elite with rumors.
Elite with rumors.
Yeah.
You think you could handle that, yeah?
Oh, bro.
You can handle that. Just whispers. He might have done that. But you got all the trophies and everything.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm winning at the end of the day.
I'm winning.
These got to lose and sleep over me.
All right, last two. So you're 2-0 down at half time. Second half, do you shut up shop or do you throw everything at it?
We're 2-0 down.
Yeah, you're 2-0 down.
Yeah, probably. I would want to say throw everything at it, but it's, again, there's a lot of.
It'll be controlled throwing at it. Is that what you say?
I think that has to go behind it. It's like you got to pick your right moments. Got to strategize a little bit.
Yeah, it's not like take off all your defenders and put all strikers on.
Yeah,
them type of moves.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, go for it. Depends on the situation as well. If it's a game that we can maybe like skip past, or if it's a final, for example, then chuck everyone at it.
Definitely. All right, here we go. Last one on this is Sunday morning on the sidelines at Brentford, or Sunday morning watching Brazil play. So basically at work or watching Brazil play.
No, you know what? My Brentford girls, they know my love for my country. You know, like it's. Yeah.
So it's gonna be
if it's a friendly, then my girls all day. Like I would rather coach them all day long. But if it's a World game final, for example, 10 a.m. in the morning, sorry girls, like it means too much for me.
I hear that, rather nice. All right, next block we're gonna go into is we're gonna ask some questions about your experience. So we'll be right back.
Tells a story, and every goal ignites a community. Welcome to Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up, where football finds its voice.
Okay, first question, and I'm glad that you've done a lot of coaching because here we go. As a male coach, in your view, is there any difference between coaching women and coaching men?
Yeah.
There is. Could you like explain it a little bit? What do you think the difference is?
I think with the girls that I've noticed, like, and this is not even just Brentford girls. I've coached a few other women's teams as well, and there's a lot of stuff that obviously men don't go through, and one of them is this menstrual cycle. So when you take it into consideration and then you plan around that, you can get better results for the girls. So
Okay.
when I first had my first ever female coaching role, I treated them as if I would treat like the male I was with. So I would put them in the same scenarios that they could do, but when there wasn't that time of the month, it would be a little bit more leggy, or some of them might have like the mood swings, for example, and stuff like that. Because
yeah,
so you have to like consider that as well. But also just from a human perspective, even the smallest things can make such a big difference. So, for example, having tampons available for them, or whatever it is that they need in general. But again, even going down to kit, like making sure the kit's right so that they feel comfortable in it. So there was that thing with England women's where they was wearing white
shorts. Yeah.
And
When I first read it, I was like, what's this about now? And then as soon as I clicked on it, I was like, oh shit, yeah, duh.
you wouldn't think it's that deep, but that's because we're thinking with a male brain.
Yeah. I was just thinking, why you don't like that for? And then when I clicked on, boom, it just first line. I was like, duh, obviously. You know what I'm saying? That makes total sense. So yeah. All right, cool. Next question. Tell me about your first session as a coach. How did it go? So it doesn't have to be for the Brentford. It could be your first one ever, if you can remember that far back. How did it go? What was your nerves like?
Don't remember, I'll be real. Like, it was such a long time ago. But I remember my first one for that Sunday team.
Lovely.
I learned at uni, and yeah, it was mixed. Like, it could have been better.
Did it go to plan of how you planned it out?
I don't think any of my sessions go to there's always someone missing that I've planned around, or someone sick. Jarring, man. But yeah. No, yeah, I'd done it. I think, you know what it is? My thing is, I always want or expect more than what they can probably give me in that moment. Okay. So they might have had a long day or something, or their moods are not right or whatnot. And for that particular situation that I'm on about, they were 14-year-old kids from the blocks, for example, and they didn't have that structure that I was trying to give them. So it's like they have to adapt to my way of doing things. And me coming in saying, we're going to do this, this, that, a lot of them are looking at me like, who does this guy think?
Yeah.
But towards the end of it, they got with the program. But for that initial part of it, it was an interesting thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that. I like that comment. It was interesting. Okay, cool. Tell me about your best day so far coaching. Your best day. Or one of, if you've had many.
Had a few.
Nice. Yeah, pluck one of those out. Tell me about one of those days.
Let me tell you 3 if you got time for me.
Oh, we got time. Are these sessions or are these games, or is it a mix?
These games, 100%. Yeah.
Let's go.
I've had really good sessions before in the teams that I've coached, but games wise, there was. I mean, the recent one with Brentford, they played at the stadium, and that was just it was a crazy day out for everyone that was involved, and yeah, I was loving it, bro. Like, we was.
I bet.
Yeah, we had like breakfast in the morning, and the team vibe was all good, and it gave us an insight of what life could be like if we, keep going up the rank.
Pushing. Yeah.
For me, that's hopefully all the motivation that me as a coach needs, and the players as well, because they could really go some distances. A lot of those girls.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is that was it easier? I should say easier. Yeah, was it easier, or did you not have to even motivate them at all because you're going to the stadium? Like, what more motivation do you need? Like, let's go.
Still have to motivate, bro. Like,
Oh, you still, yeah, okay.
well, that's my opinion. Maybe they could argue that they didn't need it, but for me, I feel like it doesn't matter what the situation is. Sometimes you still have to motivate, because a lot of people take it in, but they don't deep the situation, and
Right.
they're not realizing the moment as much as, like, I will overthink things like that. So, for example, when I was there, and I was thinking, wow, like this could really be, life. I was thinking, no, we need to really get on it.
Yeah. Snap out of that quick.
Work, because in a few years' time that we could be doing National League championships and so on and so forth. So for me, that was a great day. But I would say my greatest day in coaching, I've got 2 more stories. You've got time.
Yeah, go on.
So what the other one was, again, my men's team, Catford. Those boys, like, they really gave me everything during my 2 years there, and we got promoted back to back. It was a great achievement, but a lot of them didn't believe in the project at first, and a lot of people called me like crazy for like even saying the shit that was. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Saying the shit that I was telling. Like, when I first came in, I said, "Look, we're pushing for promotion or a title," and the team at the time, there was a lot of players that were just unserious, and the ones that stuck with me, we really grew like a good family orientated team. Like, a lot of the guys, I think, still talk to each other today. They were some good people, man. But we were playing in the London Cup, I think, and it was there's the proper London Cup, and then there's like the Europa League version of it. We was in, and the team that we were playing was 2 in Beck, I think, and our Saturday team compared to them, like, the gap was like that.
Same.
Like, they've got a whole B team, they get funding and all that shit. Yeah, we were training once a week for like an hour on Astro, and then sometimes at preseason in the park somewhere, wherever we can.
Yeah, wherever you can grab.
Yeah. That week we just worked. The boys really worked hard, and the numbers were getting better and better and better as we build up to that game. And it was kind of like, listen, let's go out there and prove everyone that's on these podcasts, because there was a lot of like footballing podcasts that will talk about the games and stuff like that. Nice. And like, there's no chance they will beat them and all this other nonsense. And it's similar to what Arteta done about Ivan Toney in the documentary.
Yeah.
I tried to do something similar where I was saying, look, this person's saying this and this person's saying that, blah, blah, blah. And the boys just, like, they lapped it all up.
Took it all in, yeah. Who's saying what? Are you talking about?
Went to the game and they just looked proper, man. They looked crispy. They were ready to. All their players were sick. Like that Tooting Beck team that we played. They, again, the reserves, they were sick. And we get there now, and we do our warm up and all that stuff. And I'm thinking, fuck me, like, this is gonna be a long day. And even our goalkeeper at the time, he was our midfielder, and he had to step in and and he done a sick job for us. And so we're playing. I would say first 5 minutes, bang, 1-0 to them. I'm thinking, and
here we go. Long day.
They're popping it about, by the way, bro. They're zipping it, like pop, and we're just holding, waiting, like, yeah. And then out of nowhere, counter attack, bang, 1-1, and then bang, 2-1 to us. And I'm thinking, hold on. And everyone just gathers round, and it was probably the one time that they actually listened to me. Like, them guys, yeah, they love to have a chit chat in the halftime team. Like, they were focused, but they would say things, like, over the top of each other.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but they were focused today. Yeah,
that day was just dead quiet, and I was just saying my bit, and then everyone said their bit after, and they got on, and it was the toughest 45 minutes of my life. Like, my hair was falling. That's probably why my receding bit.
I feel you, bro.
I know.
I feel you, bro.
I know, bro. Yeah, it's probably bro. Like,
yes,
bro. Listen, I was stressed out, bro. But we literally ended up winning that game, and the scenes after that was just. But I had so many moments with them that year, like, bro. Literally every other game was last minute winners, or you know, something emotional happened. But yeah, them boys, I'll never forget them boys. Them boys, they done so much for me. So yeah, that was definitely in my top three. And then my number one is the first Sunday team that I coached. We won the first title for that club,
Nice.
and it was like a shield or something like that. And but it was a cup game run.
Yeah.
League wise, our form was terrible. It was first year coaching. The form was terrible. It was losing this game, drawing that one, lose, draw, lose. It was terrible. But those boys, again, they stuck with me till the very end. We had a cup final somehow, and
Got it. That's nice.
and yeah, like we were losing the game as well. We was losing the game, and then bang, 1-1, and then 2-1 at the very last minute. Literally like 4 minutes to go, and then after that, game done, and everyone just celebrated. And yeah, one of my best days, man. Like I have of us celebrating. So yeah. Prolong it. Yeah, those are my top three.
Those are the top three. Excellent. Love those stories, my brother. All right, if we can go the other way a little bit, could you tell me about one? Let's not dwell on it. One of your worst days.
What, coaching?
Yeah.
That was probably with Brentford, I would say. Like it was an FA Cup game that we played this year against Southampton ladies, but not the top one. It was a different Southampton.
Okay.
And they were good at like league wise. I think there was 2 or 3 leagues above us. And again, same vibes, you know, just trying to motivate the girls, keep them flowing. We've got a good team. I believe it, and I know the other coaching staff, they believe it as well. We've got a really good team, and I feel like the belief was there. They just needed to believe it themselves, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And we went there, and we were losing the game 3-1 down at half time. And I was thinking, long day, but I was so I still believed, you know. And I remember I went into the changing room a little bit earlier to do like the board stuff and the tactic and whatnot, whilst the manager and the assistant do their team talk.
Their spill, yeah.
But whilst I'm recording a video saying, yeah, no, we're gonna come back 3-3, just watch this space, and bang, 3-3, we came back.
Nice.
And we went extra time, and then at the second half of the extra time, in the very last few minutes, it was a counter attack, and then they scored and they won the game. That for me, it killed me, because I believe that the girls could have went a good distance with that FA Cup run, but yeah, that for me was a bit of a killer.
Damn. At least you got the 3-3 in it, but yeah, stuff happens.
I'm sick that day.
Get me. It's kind of like how probably Liverpool felt against Man United the other day, innit? That last second, it's over. All right, next question. See if you can give me one of these ones. All right. In your view, are there any misconceptions about being a football coach? i.e., they just show up for the game day, or it's an easy job, they must have another job on the side. Is there any misconceptions that you've heard of that you like to squash?
You pretty much said it.
Right there.
Oh, my mom does this all the time.
Mumsy.
Yeah. Tired. You just told him to run. I said, nah. I'm off it, man.
Kick the ball, run, score.
Anything that you hear from like people that don't coach, that's pretty much everything under the sun, bro. Like a lot of people coach do nothing, but it's just it's a mentally draining job, because you're consistently thinking about low aspects of it, like how the game is, the session plan, the moods, the person as well. Like you're dealing with a lot at once and on a consistent basis for almost 365 days. Do you know what I
mean? And it's always in your head, isn't it? It's always in your head. Technically, you're never off work. Technically, even as a sport that you like, you're there watching it. So technically, you're not even 24 hours, man. It's crazy. All right. Next question. Let's see if we can get this one. Sorry for a second. All right, here we go. Sexism. As a male coach in a women's club, have you dealt with any sexism? And could you tell me about it and how it was dealt with? And when I say sexism, I mean like against you. Was there ever, you're taking a female woman's coach could be here instead of you type thing? You've ever got any of that?
No, I wouldn't say I get that. If anything, I reckon who gets that is probably female coaches get that a lot more.
Okay. Well, even within the women's game?
Yeah, maybe not so much the women's game, but I would say just in general, like women that tap into the game. I know there's always one idiot that says that they can't do it. Like, all that sort
Joey Barton, yeah, them man there.
of, you know, and they're like, but for example, Emma Haynes, yeah, if we're talking about Emma Haynes again, because she came to my mind because you mentioned her earlier. When she done her punditry, arguably she was one of the apart from Mourinho, she was one of the most insightful people I've saw like actually go onto those shows, and she was dropping some real gems in the commentary and whatnot. And it goes to show, like 100%, they can do it. But I've seen a lot of female coaches get sexist comments by like people on the side and stuff like that, for sure.
Oh yeah. The
But
people on the side, but within the team, as in, do they get it within coaching? Not talking about fans, because you know,
I don't know about with coaching, maybe, but I haven't experienced it.
Okay,
but
so it's been good for you, as in working in the women's game. You ain't had no one tell you you're taking a woman's spot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so far, I haven't had that. Luckily,
yeah, it's good. You never know. Sometimes it swings. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But all right, next question. So Roy Hodgson, that you say it, was the oldest football manager at 76. Do you plan on coaching that long?
Nah, man.
Nah, man.
Right.
You want to wrap it up before that, yeah?
65. You know what it is? It depends on how young I feel and how young I look.
How long I look? Yeah.
Roy, bless him.
Lose all the hair, bro.
Roy been in the game for way too long. I think for him to be at that sort of high level, I can't imagine how he does it, because again, it's just so much stress, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
you see, like you said before, Klopp is like, nah, this is too much. And
yeah,
Roy's there like, yeah, let's go again.
I don't know how he does it, but yeah, I don't know if I could do it for that long.
Same. Okay, cool. Next question. Team building. In your view, how important is it, and what is your favorite team building activity for your team?
It's very important. Very important. It just brings a sort of different element of unity within the group, and that can be done through anything. Like, it could be done through activities within training. It can be done, outside of training. So, for example, going to a restaurant together, or going to something to do with like a night out somewhere, or like anything. It 100% makes a difference. It just makes you feel more valued within the group. And for example, like with the Brentford girls, like when we went to the stadium, I would say that was probably that was a team building thing that we did before going to the stadium, having breakfast together, playing games together, singing on the coach and stuff like that. And that was I would say that was my closest feeling that I had with them, for sure. And I can almost guarantee that that's gonna give us enough juice to go to the end of the season. So
so off the field, translate back onto the field, basically. Yeah. Cool. All right. Next question. What technology do football coaches have these days, like at the top echelon, that you would love to have at your disposal, and why? What's out there? Any new tech?
Yeah, there's loads of like analysis software that a lot of football clubs are getting onto. So things like Huddle, where you can like clip certain things and put that back towards your philosophy and your style of play and what you want to do in training sessions. There's a lot of different session planning tools and stuff like that.
What's that new thing that everyone's talking about now? It's not the heat maps, but they wear them vests.
Yeah.
Is it GX? Is it GX? XG?
No, XG is about shooting.
Oh, scene. Okay.
Yeah. So
I try. I'm like, I'm like, it's too much.
Goals of like the type of angle. So XG is all about what the expectation is for that shot in that area to come off as a goal.
Oh, okay. I've seen. Okay, I thought it was literally like running. How many runs they make this way? How many passes they made? How many did? I thought all that came into it. Or it's just literally angles and stuff.
As I understand it, it's about the goal expectation, and then when you look at the smaller frame of the picture, then it's within the areas. So, for example, like I don't know if you remember when Lampard he spun it and the ball was going out, and he spun it and it looped over Victor Valdez. It was a Champions League game or something like that. But yeah, you might have to look back at that one.
Yeah, I might have to look back at that
but,
one.
But yeah, like the ball's almost going out for a corner, and he just twists his body and he shoots, and it goes over Victor Valdez's head. It curls around. That would have had an XG of like -1, for example. You know?
See, okay, all right, I understand you. All right, yeah. So, other than that, is there anything that you would want that you don't have? Obviously, there's probably.
I mean, I know I can't get it, but I would.
But if you could, yeah,
I would love, for example, if we had like a big screen, and then we could get like a camera doing like a bird's eye view type of thing, so I can pause the session, tell them to look at the screen so they can see the shapes, and then go into the areas that I would want them to go into.
Okay, yeah.
That's a way more like professional. And again, linking it back to Mourinho, that's something he had that many clubs that he coached. So again, like a lot of inspiration coming from.
I see, I hear that, definitely. All right, cool. Next question. Can you describe a time when one of your players wasn't putting in much effort during training as everyone else? How did you solve that issue?
Only one time. There's loads.
I was going to say, I thought you meant it only happened once. I was like, rah, you got a team.
It happens often, but I guess like there's a lot of different factors. It might be, you know, they might not like the session that you're doing. They might have had a long day that might have messed up with their moods. There's loads of different scenarios that maybe the session plan is not getting the best out of them to give the best energy, for example. So like the design of the session, it might be too wide when it might need to be a bit more narrow so that the intensity level rises and stuff like that. I had a girl in a few years back, and she was very shy in this. I think she was I don't remember what she had, but she had something where she couldn't be with the group, so she would be far away from the group.
Okay.
So social anxieties and stuff like that.
Oh, right, yeah, okay, yeah.
But she was trying, but it got to a point where you couldn't even get near her to like talk because she'll move away.
Down.
Shout across so that she'll know what it is that you're trying to say. But I think the only thing that you can do in those scenarios, and I've done it many times, is you just pull them to the side and ask them what's up. Like, is everything okay? All of that stuff, and then you might encourage them. There's been times before, especially with younger ones, that I've realized that if you can include them somehow by adding a point or making them the star of the show, you might get more success.
Right.
For example, there was a training session that I did when I was in the soccer schools, for example, in the camp. I think a lot of the kids at the time were 7 or 6, 7 years old. And there was one boy that he wouldn't run for the ball, he wouldn't do this, he wouldn't get the ball, he wouldn't be involved. He'll be in his corner and wait. And then I would make something small and basic and say, if that person scores, the goal is worth 10. So naturally, they're passing to him. He gets more of the ball. He's smiling. He gets more shots, and then slowly, small improvement.
Okay, yeah. I like that. That's nice. That's cool. I like that. That's cool. I like that. All right. Next question. This is basically based off Southgate and Maguire, right? What do you say? Where do you stand on this statement? Coaches shouldn't have favorites. What do you say to that?
They should. Every coach has their favorite, and if they say they don't, they're absolutely lying.
Okay.
Every coach will have a favorite. Even if they don't believe they do, subconsciously, 100%.
They do.
100%.
Seen. Do you mean it as in? How can I say? Like it's the obvious best player, so that's their favorite. Whereas Southgate and Maguire, he doesn't play for his club, yet he's picking him.
Well, sometimes it's not even the best player. It's what they believe in. That's
seen. Okay.
Like, everyone has their favorite player, and for some it might fit the mold, and for others they might look at you and think you're crazy for picking that player. But yeah, I've seen it loads of times in all of my history that you always feel like a coach has a preference in terms of who he prefers to play. But again, that's linked with things like system and do they the mold better than someone else. So, for example, for Maguire, Southgate might look at him and say, "I think he suits England best for what he brings to England," rather than Lewis Dunk that's starting every other week, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's got me puzzled. So I'm glad I got you here to like even break that down, because it'd be like you just said, that's what. And some people are already saying it, that he does a good job for England, so that's why he's getting picked. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking, and I can try and change it for your level. Is like the players are doing so well in training, and the one that you're picking is just doing okay in training.
Yeah.
Everyone else is killing themselves to make the team, and you still pick Miss. Just all right, she's just going through the motions and she's getting it done, but everyone else is killing themselves to start. I
Yeah.
find that like, especially with the international thing, I'm thinking it's meant to be off merit, but now I'm hearing it's meant to be off the team and the structure. I thought getting called up was an off merit thing.
I think for that level, international football, in my opinion, should be off merit.
Yeah.
That being said, if you are going to include someone that's not off merit and for like the structure and stuff like that, I think at the minimum they should be playing. Because otherwise you're just sending a message out for the other players that you eventually call up that they're not going to get any game time. So for example, a lot of talk about Ben White. I don't even blame him, if I'm being honest with you. Like at the end of the day, he might as well get a holiday, isn't it?
Exactly, and he's chilling with his missus. He's out of there. Yeah, I don't see the point. Like they said it before. Who else did it? I think Scholes did it. One of the goalkeepers did it. I think it was Foster. I'm not too sure if it was Foster, but there's been players that are like, yeah, no, I'm not going, or I'm done. I think even Alan Shearer wrapped up early just to focus on Newcastle. No one say nothing, but Benjamin, he gets it in the neck.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
For Arsenal, though, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, that's how it goes. All right, next question. What is the most challenging situation you have faced as a coach to date? Most challenging.
There was a situation a few years ago where we was playing a game and we were winning the game 3-1 or 3-0, like really dominating. And it was a game that we needed to win to progress to winning the league. And it was my men's team, and we had a really talented player, like super talented. And he's through on goal, and the key. And again, for backstory, it was a lot of like handbags going on in the game.
Cool.
Our lot were giving a lot of back chat to their players, and their players were giving it back to like our lot. And it was just a lot of nothing happening. Little bit of handbags here and there, nothing crazy. And then the ball got played through. Keeper's come off his line, rushing out. My striker gets the foot through first, and the keeper goes 2-footed, bang, straight in. Referee's gone and given him a yellow for starters. Yeah, my player lifts his leg, and his leg's like this.
Ah, no, shit!
And my players couldn't keep their cool. My players could not keep their cool. Everyone ran on the pitch. All my players ran onto the pitch, and they tried to chase the goalkeeper because they knew that the goalkeeper done that on bad intentions, like pure malice, you know. And to this day, I can't forgive that what he done to that player. And the thing is, luckily for that player, he's like recovered really quickly. He's doing this. He's still that guy, you know. But
good.
A change in injury, you know, he could have never played football the same way that he would have played.
He could have been walking funny for the rest of his life, let alone play ball. Yeah, that's crazy.
But the thing is, the snap was such a clean break. It just goes to show how bad that was, because, again, it was pure malice, that challenge. There's no one can ever tell me differently. Yeah. And for me, the struggle was, I'm emotional for the guy. Like, I'm already annoyed for my player. Mm-hmm. But also the case of it's difficult because I'm trying to maintain peace between them. Because also, and we were a team that had a lot of players who were, on consistently being in situations where people were, you know, profiling them as X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. I didn't want them to be profiled because I know how it goes, and in that particular league, I didn't feel like we were getting any benefit of the doubts. It was a lot of them versus like my boys.
Yeah,
I didn't agree with it. So the last thing I wanted to do was give them a reason to get at my boys. And in the end, that is pretty much how it got flipped. And yeah, it was just a big dilemma. But for me, that was very tricky to handle because, again, it's a lot of adults. I can't stop.
You can't, yeah.
5 lumberjacks running at the keeper. I have to try and pull them one by one, but
yeah, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way.
That was a struggle. But I think for me, the only thing I could do was try and not discipline, but just encourage them to be wise in those situations. I get it, we're all frustrated, but somehow we need to manage it. And I would get from a place where even in my head I'm thinking I should run at this keeper, but I can't.
Can't. Yeah, you gotta be the one to set the example. Yeah, I know. Damn it. Okay, this kind of leads into the next question, which is, what protocols do you follow to ensure the health and safety of your players during training or in the game? Is it down to you in the game, or is that like the referee's responsibility?
I think it's a mix of everyone, to be honest.
Okay. So training, if it's just training, because the game has got more people there, if it's just training, is there any protocols that you have to follow? Like, they can only do 20 minutes, must have a rest. They can only do, is there stuff like that going on?
I mean, something that I found interesting is cold weather. So, for example, like stop-start type thing, when you're coaching.
Yeah.
Well, the coaching points have to be way shorter. So, like, you're aiming for about 30 seconds when you're making your point. I've been guilty of dragging it for a bit too long sometimes.
Right, going into detail.
But and that's still something I'm still developing, still working on in terms of like being short, sharp, precise, and then letting it flow. But I found out that if the players are standing still for too long over cold periods, then they are more prone for ACL injuries. Now that's what I found out within the women's game. I don't know if it's still the same for the men's, but that's something that I discovered like in the past couple months. So yeah, that would be one of those things that I have to consider a lot. And then just general safety things, for example, like location that you're training in. Is it safe for the girls to like then go home after that?
Right. Okay.
Is anyone being picked up? That sort of thing. But again, it's not just me doing that. It's a collective of people, and
Okay, yeah. So it's a collective responsibility. That's cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, down to the last two. What is your take on fair play? And this kind of goes into the goalkeeper thing. What is your take on fair play, and what does it mean to you? And how do you ensure that your players embody it?
Fair play for me is one of those. I think it depends on what the fair play is. Like if someone's gone down with a head injury, then obviously don't play on. Make sure they're good.
Right.
But I've seen situations before, for example, where I believe dark arts of the game have to be brought in.
Okay.
If you are talking about the elite mindset and being an elite like competitor, both within coaching and both within management, and within like the team environment, then you might have to know how to win that game. So, for example, if someone's through on goal and you've got 2 minutes left and the game's 1-0, pull the shirt and get a red card. Is it fair? No. But do it so that you've got more chance of winning that game. I'm big on things like that. Obviously,
cool. So there's a limit to the dark art. So it's not take the person out. Just pull the shirt. Just stop them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's levels to it. Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
Like whatever. Stop them from scoring. I'm big on that. Big on that. And even Mourinho, like he done something with when he was at Champions League game. It was Sergio Ramos and someone else, and he told them get a red card so that you miss the next game, but you can be back for the knockout rounds. And if he stayed on the yellow, he potentially would have missed the knockout rounds, which would have been the bigger ones.
Yeah.
What does Mourinho tell him? Next time, like the ball goes out for a goal kick, time waste.
Yeah.
So the ball went out for a goal kick. Ramos has taken far too long. He gets a yellow and then a red after. Everyone, commentary-wise, is saying, what a stupid boy, this, that, and the other. But he revealed later that that's the edge. That's
the and he listened to his manager. It looked crazy, but he was listening to his manager.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy that you said that as well. I can't remember what it was. There was something else that Mourinho did. I think he did it with Chelsea. And again, it was like a loophole in the rules that he found, and it was just I can't remember what it was, but it was sweet. It was something like
the head thing.
Yeah, I think it was the head thing. Is that just stay down or something, or hold your head or something. And I was like, fair play, blood. You found a loophole. I can't say nothing to that. As much as it annoy me when it's against my team, but same way when they're like taking long with throw-ins and all that. I tell you, that's the one thing I hate. Even when my team do it, I'm like, you're not gonna get booked for taking time with a yellow card. Don't do that. But I know why they're doing it and trying to waste a couple more seconds. You get me? It's like they're almost waiting for the ref to do this, and then they'll throw it. It's like, come on, guys.
But the thing with fair play is it's all about how, like, what do you deem as that? Because for me, fair play is under everything, all of the microscope. So if you're looking at things like gaining the advantage by quote unquote cheating, i.e. pulling the shirt, for example, then so be it. I'd rather win something than not. Like, you can cry about it later about fair play. You can win the fair play award. I would rather be. That's me. Like, I know for example, the club that I'm with, they like fair play, and they're very much fair play orientated, which is good. But for me personally, my style, my way of thinking, I think you have to gain the edge.
Yeah, I hear that. I definitely hear that. Definitely. All right, last question in this block. You're at a game and the opposition coach is taunting you from across the field or beside you. What do you do? And have this happened before? You gotta give me a story.
I'm trying to think of some now.
And is it that they're next to you or they're on the other side?
See, that's a whole different thing. So a lot of the times they will be on your side. But what I would do when I was coaching teams where we would turn up to AstroTurfs and stuff like that, I would always go opposite. Right. So when them setting, I always tell my girls or my boys to go the opposite side so that we don't get that involvement. Yeah. Because I'll bite all day long.
Insane. You're not even messing around. I'll bite. Don't care.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When you say what's stuff about the game that you like, it's I want someone to piss me off on the side so that I'm raging to get my boys or my girls 10 times more ecstatic so that when we slap you, it's even better.
It's even sweeter.
Yeah, that Mourinho Wenger drama, for example, I used to, because that's what I feel like football's about, is that intensity level, you know? But when I'm seeing Klopp and Pep have them fiery games and they do the great handshake and they're looking like their brothers, I hate that.
You know what? I hear you, and I think the same. I'm like, come on, man, you can do that inside. Let's keep the rah-rah. Let's keep it. Look at that's like, you know, who was Conte Chelsea or was he Tottenham? Conte and Tuchel. Yeah. Was it Tuchel? Yeah. When they did the little handshake thing and Conte was pulling him, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, like
this is what we're talking about.
When Conte done that, again, it just shows that the rivalry's there, you know?
Yeah,
and
like it's real. Yeah.
Obviously, at the end of the game, you know, cut your quits and, you know, cut your losses, and be not friends, but civil, you know, just to show he's there. But in the game, 100%, if they're doing, you know, too much of that, I'm getting involved.
You're getting involved. I love it.
I've had it before where the ball has gone out or it's been a shit challenge by one of their players, and I'll go berserk. I'll say, ref, like, he's breaking the leg, like, protect the play, all of that stuff, yeah? And you'll get the big bollocks over on the other side telling me, oh, like, you know, mind your own business, or that's never a foul, or something like that.
Yeah, shut up and all that. Yeah.
For starters, why are you getting involved in my conversation?
Yeah.
Then it will start back and forth. But I don't mind it though.
You're there for that, yeah. So you're good, yeah. Because most people use it to try and get in the head, but you're about that life, so it don't matter. Yeah, no, I like that.
But I like that. Though, with my current girls now, I don't do any of that.
See, okay, you're holding it down, yeah.
It's not my place to get involved. It's not my place.
Cool. I like that. Yeah, no. See, time and place. Yeah. That's cool. All right, that was the last one in that block. We're gonna come back, talk about some more random ones, and then there's a game after that block. We'll be right back.
It's down to a T, minus the milk and 2 sugars. Easy. Take a good look. You can see it's a good look. Take a good look. You can see it's a good look.
Lovely. All right. Only got 14 in this block. Here we go. These are just random questions. All right. How would you deal with players who dislike or don't do much in training yet show up on game day and are great? How do you deal with such a player? If you've ever had a player like that.
I've had one player like that.
Oh, that's great. How do you deal with that? They don't want to do the training, but yet come game day, they make you proud. Like, what's that about?
Yeah, this was in my past. Like I had one guy who was sick, and in training he wouldn't bother much, you know. Like he will do his thing, but it wouldn't be to the level that I wanted it to be at. And then come game day, he was, you know, the guy that saved my bacon loads of times, you know. That's the saying how it goes. But with that, something that I read on with, I think it was Sir Alex, he was talking about Cantona and how that was similar. And he said sometimes players like that, you have to let them be so that you get the best out of them. I'm very against it.
Okay.
But I learned that if they are the person that can save your day, you might keep them in the mix. It's all about your beliefs at the end of the day. So do you pick someone based off how good they train, or do you pick someone based on what they can do for you on a Sunday? Yeah. So I think whatever you decide to pick, you have to stick with that, because let's say, for example, if you pick based on training, and then the minute you pick someone that's not been good at training, guess what's that going to do? A ripple effect for those that were good at training. They're going to say, wait, hold on, he or she's not, true to their word, and it causes a divide and
Yeah.
That particular thing, what I'd said was, I had a situation like that where they were saying, why is he getting picked over so-and-so? And I went, well, currently he's better. If you can show me why, great, but he's better. And you just have to be honest.
There you go.
That's me being harsh, and maybe that's the incorrect way of doing it, but I'm just no bullshit type vibes, you know? So, it's difficult to deal with, but again, it's all down to what your beliefs are. And I think as long as you're concrete with that, then there's ways around it.
It's got to stay consistent with your moves, basically, yeah?
Yeah.
I hear that. All right, number 2. How do you keep your team motivated after a loss? Have you got a go-to thing that you do? You take them out, you do team building. What do you do?
I mean, I've done team building things before, as in like make the session a bit more fun the next week and stuff like that, just to get the vibes high again. I think my thing is just how I speak with them at the end of the game. You know, I've had loads of different moments where I've told them that I was very proud, or this, that, and the other, and that they should raise their head high and stuff like that. But I've also had moments where I've done an absolute bollocking, because I'm like, you couldn't have lost that game, and you did. So next week we've got to, pull it together, because we still have goals. Don't let this be like the be all end all. But again, it's linking it to the philosophy thing is very much dependent on who it is that you have. Can you do that, or do you have to do this instead? I've done many things. I can't label one, and if I do, then I'll start telling all the stories again.
Yeah. Cool. All right, next one. This is kind of similar to the first one, but just a little spin on it. How would you deal with a ball hog who also happens to be your best player?
My last unit.
It's like you've got all these stories. All my questions, you've lived it.
My last unit, she was a bit of she used to keep the ball a lot. She would dribble and do, like, she was a great player. She is a great player, to be fair. Not even was. She's still playing now. And she's such a baller. But for what I wanted someone that can beat the player and then play. Whereas she will beat the player, keep dribbling, beat a player.
Next one, keep going, yeah.
When it's too late, you lose it. And then you'll come back to me and say, Kevin, I'm playing shit. No, you're not playing shit. You're just doing too much. Like, just do something, and then where's the result after that?
Yeah.
What was the question? How do I deal with it?
Yeah, how do you deal with that? And because they are your best player, so it's like
Sometimes you can't, like, sometimes you don't. Like a lot of players, it's very much dependent on do they will they listen, or what you can do is if you can use their qualities in different ways. So you might manage the team in a specific way so that they can then do their thing. So for example, with her, I said, you know what, let me put you out. She was playing in midfield. I said, you know what, let me put you as a left or right winger. When you get it, do your thing.
do your thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was much better. Whereas the rest of the team could then play a certain way and then get it into her, and then she could really shine. And I felt she did. So that's probably one way of doing it, I guess, in the sense of you manage the team around that particular player. So
Yeah,
then more freedom with.
I like the answer. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Next up, who do you believe has the hardest job in football? So all levels, players, officials, managers, coaches, or the owners even. Who has the hardest job, do you think?
Probably the managers.
The managers.
But then again, I don't know the rest. I don't know, the owners and all that stuff. But I would say managers.
Say managers. Okay, cool. Cool. I thought he was going to go coaches, but all right, cool. Managers. Next up, here's one. I don't know if this has happened. A player's partner or family member approaches you after a game and they're upset about something that happened. How do you handle that situation? So if Kev's been through it all, mate. He's been through it all.
Parents, bro. Parents are the worst. Like, they'll be on your case about their kids. Rightly so, innit? They want the best.
They want their babies to go, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man, just love.
You got a scenario for me? You got something, a story to tell?
Nah, because but they listen. Them ones there, yeah, bro. Like, you just have to de-escalate the situation, and you can't talk with emotion. So
Right.
think before you speak. Saying it very much is that. I like whenever I've had a conversation that might be a little bit more heated, for starters have to just listen and make them feel heard. That's the bare minimum, and then from there explain my point so that they get it. And then at that point, there's no solution per se. It's more you've spoken your bit. I'm gonna let you know why I've done that, regardless of whether you agree or not. That's been my decision.
Seems fine to me. Yep. Yep. You handled that perfectly, bro. Yeah. You got to just cool it. They're getting hot, so you got to cool it down. No,
Yeah.
definitely. Because otherwise, yeah, it will go. I know that for a fact. I've seen it. Crazy. All right. There's one for you. Describe what your process is for developing new game plans / training sessions. Like, how do you go about doing that? Like tomorrow's session. Does it take you a couple hours or is it week? Like, how do you do it? What's your process?
I mean, I like to plan weekly what I'm doing. But ever since I got into a different role now, away from like the managing side of it, I don't create the topic, let's say.
Okay.
But what I will do is I'll work on something that I feel like needs to be worked on. So if I have seen like the strikers, for example, so I've been working with their forwards for a while on a week by week basis. Yeah. If it's something that I feel like they've done in the game where they could have utilized a certain situation a little bit better, then we might work on that. So let's say, for example, our crossing hasn't been good enough, then I might do a session based off getting those types of crosses and the finishing aspect, what's the movements, etc., etc. And yeah, I feel like the girls have picked up on it a lot. But that's how I would plan it. So I would watch the game, and then I would watch a different game that's not ours.
Okay.
Like an elite game, let's say Chelsea women's, or I might watch a Champions League match for the men's or something like that. And then I'll just pick what they're doing and then use that elite situation and then recreate it within the session so that the girls can then do something similar.
Right.
That might benefit them in the game. So that might be like the technique work or the movements that they might do, or just off the top of my head, that's what I can think of.
Cool. So when you like say if you watch the game and you're like, oh, we could work on this, is that just literally on your back? So you're like, Monday morning, we're doing crosses and stuff, or is there another coach that's like, no, we're not doing that today. So we're doing full team training, or is it you get to say what you're doing?
No, there's the manager and there's the assistant. I mean, they give me a lot of leeway, to be fair, in terms of what it is that I want to do. That being said, they will obviously have their opinions as well. And I have to push their opinion first and then
put your stuff on top.
Yeah. Let's say, for example, I don't know, let's say the assistant goes to me and says, today I want to work on playing out the back, for example.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Then I will take a unit, he will take one, and then I will work on those things so that it links. So, for example, if I'm taking the midfielders, let's say I'm taking the strikers, I work on their movements in certain areas when the ball is going from one end to the other, so that they know where they need to be positioned, so that when they get it, they know what they're doing after that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. All right. Next question, number 7. From your point of view, how bad is it really for referees? From your point of view,
no, it's bad for referees, but they keep getting things wrong, innit? So.
yes. Thank you. They are. That's right. They are getting things wrong.
They're getting things wrong, man.
They're getting through. See, like, because I don't feel sorry for the professional referees, like, you know, the ones Champions League World Cup. I don't feel sorry for them, but the ones who are lower down, like grassroots, I don't care for them being attacked in that. I think that's that's too far. That they need to have like what's it called? They're getting body cameras and all that kind of stuff now. There's just no need to attack the referee. You can say what you want, but what are you putting hands on the referee for? That's
you can't say, you can't do anything to the refs. Like you can't, like, as in you can't say anything to the refs. Obviously, attacking them is can't.
Crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
But I've seen some madnesses before, and I'm thinking, right, like the referee really pissed you off that bad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, really, like, come on, like, it shouldn't be
extreme. No, then obviously you feel bad, and obviously on top of that, it is a difficult job. It's not easy to do. I've had 10-year-olds tell me to fuck off when I'd done a referee for their game.
Damn.
And I'm, what the hell is this? Like, and you're not getting paid big bucks to do it either.
Yeah, see, there you go.
But
wow.
in that aspect of it, then yeah. But I've been sent off once for saying "fuck me," as in like shouting it out. How is that not pen? Ref stopped the game, gave me a straight red, and I'm thinking, what kind of nonsense is that?
Wow, yeah, power trip. That's what I'm saying. Them referees, I don't care for that. I always think, I think to myself, the referees, we shouldn't even know that you're there type thing. You should be smooth and hidden. Get me? The odd yellow card and stuff, cool. But you shouldn't be the star of the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of them make themselves the stars.
Get loads of good ones as well, and it's the good ones that make the game the best game. Like the game flows and all that stuff, and they're still disciplined. But when there's a bad referee, there's so much BS that can happen. Like even for example, the game where my player broke his leg, that was a build-up that I've been telling that referee in that particular game. I'll never forget it. I told the referee, get a control of this game because players are doing things to each other, both teams, by the way. And you're
nothing about it. Yeah.
If you don't, something's going to happen. And the next thing you know, he breaks his leg, and it's just So yeah, for me, I have sympathy, but it's very limited.
Yeah, same for me. It's more down below, and then the more it comes up, I'm like, nah, man, you lot got VAR and all that, fourth official, you got cameras everywhere. Come on, do your job.
And even then, sometimes they're still getting it wrong. Imagine.
It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, next one. We kind of already spoke about this, but just to clarify, men manage women's teams. Do you think or believe a woman could manage a men's team, i.e. Emma Hayes managing the men's at Chelsea? I think you already said yes to that, right?
Yeah, I reckon someone like Emma Hayes can definitely do it for sure.
Yeah. I thought she might have been the first. No, between the Lampard, I thought, you know what? They're gonna make history and put her in, but they didn't. I thought they were gonna do it. All right, next question. This is one of my random ideas. Tennis has mixed doubles. Do you think there's a place for a mixed football tournament, i.e. Reece and Lauren James, same 11? Do you think there's a an area for that in football?
Yeah, charity matches.
Charity matches.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're the second person to say that. I agree as well. Because
yeah,
I'm thinking, it's an idea that I've always had, thinking, I'd like to see, because, you know, I'm a gooner. I'd like to see the Arsenal men and women, and even maybe the academy, couple of them into the team, have a little fun game. But
yeah.
the only downside is, like, when the tensions get high. But if we make it charitable, there won't be no tensions. But if tensions high, I can't watch a man size up to a woman. That just makes me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I
But I'm
don't,
like, it's bound to happen. If you're playing football, it's going to happen.
don't remember who done it. It was just it was jokes, because I think it was Carragher or something like that. Just done a sliding. I might be wrong, but someone done a sliding tackle on a woman, like a footballer, and everyone was just like, not sure about that.
Not sure about that.
Yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. For me, mixed, charity games. I mean, it happens now anyway, but in terms of like actual, like, proper competition, I don't know if it would work. And the only reason being is, to be fair, I can't say a specific reason off the top of my head, but I just don't think it would work in the same sort of way that a men's one and a women's one do.
Seeing, yeah. And now I'm even thinking back when I used to play ball at school. We went over to Holland to play. And you know how they don't mess around. They had girls in their team, and I was like, what? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Girls, they didn't mess around. One Vinnie Jones me. When I say Vinnie Jones, Gaza.
yeah.
I was like, what's going on here? Yeah, I was like, okay, you don't want to play, huh?
Yeah,
Like, got a little dirty, and I was like, all right, I need to come off, because I'm gonna get rough. I'll get too rough here.
Yeah.
And it made me feel uncomfortable. I was like, yeah, I can't be taking this girl out. A little shoulder barge is fine, but yeah, because
there's definitely some girls out there. Like, I mean, Lauren James' sister is one of them.
oh yeah, I think she could definitely handle herself with the guys.
Yeah. Even like Marta, Brazilian Marta that retired, she could play over some guys easily.
Yeah, she one of the vets in it. Yeah, definitely. All right, next question. What have I got here? Okay, this is more of your advice. So you're talking to a new coach. What advice would you give them for the most important thing that they need to know pursuing a career as a football coach?
Make connections network when you're not working, or something like that. So when make sure you're networking, because ideally it's who you know, not what you know, that can get you into the right places. I've seen loads of people get into some really good positions based off who they've met, and it's not that they are bad coaches or anything like that, but it just
helps. Yeah, it helps. Like, open doors, basically.
Sure. So I would definitely say networking is your biggest key, and don't be afraid to go to events and, you know, certain coaching events, or just anything in general, because you never know what doors can open within the sport, just by going out there. You know, this is something that I'm still developing myself. So
right. So yeah. So you're in the thick of it yourself right now. All right. Cool. Lovely. Next question. We've got 4 more. What is your process for staying up to date with new rules and regulations when it comes to coaching or football in general? Like, does it get given to you guys? Like,
sometimes it does. Other times you kind of just find out from the news, really. But yeah, it's a mix of both.
Okay, cool. All right, next one. Similar question to we've already done this already, but it's just a little tweak. In your view, what's the difference between the men's game and the women's game? So not training them. What do you find is the difference? Just watching, basically. So watching the WSL and then watching the Premier League. What would you say is the difference?
I think a lot quality different. Like, quality-wise is different, because a lot of the goalkeepers are not as tall as what you'll find in the men's game.
I've been saying, oh my God, because I was watching the Arsenal women's game the other day, WSL, Arsenal versus Aston Villa. And Zinsberger, right? She's tall. And I'm like, all the other goalkeepers seem to be like little compared to the goal. And I'm like, why are they not aiming for top bins all the time on these goalkeepers? Because they're short. Arsenal's got one tall goalkeeper, Zinsberger. D'Angelo, she's a little short cake.
Yeah. So it's just the average height type of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
But I mean, the only thing that you could do is the whole evolution process, where you naturally go for taller girls,
taller women,
so that when you train them, they become keepers.
High. Yeah.
So that's an avenue that you could go down. The other avenue is just make the goals a little bit smaller. If you make the goals a little bit smaller, you might get better quality keeping, which then might create more intense games and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to pitch dimensions, you could make it smaller, but for cost reason, it probably wouldn't be beneficial. So for me, the biggest one would be the goal. But again, it's that whole evolution process. If you get taller players from young, then the next crop would be taller players that you build up, and then
Nice.
that's how I view it. But for example, like the women's game now is in a good place, but the next batch of like young girls coming up are gonna make the game 10 times better than what it is right now.
Yeah,
Like,
I can see that. Yeah, definitely. The next, yep, I can definitely see that.
yeah, because before Brentford, there was I had a trial with Chelsea's academy, like the under 12s, like the girls, and the girls there were just ridiculously good. Like you'll tell them something, and you're thinking that they're too young. Surely they wouldn't clock on, but mate, like zip
Go
back,
on.
top corner, top corner, top corner. I'm thinking, yeah,
This is what I want to be.
the next crop of girls, they're just going to be so technically good. So the game, like in the next 20 years, the game will be at the most highest level that it's ever been for sure.
I agree. I think so too, definitely. All right, last two questions in this one. Okay, this one here. As a coach in the women's game, what are the things that being a male coach that you can't do that you can do within the men's game, but you can't do within the women's game? I.e., are you allowed in the changing rooms?
Yeah,
and also, you know the
I might have to get my charger though for my battery.
you know like when someone's making a sub, the little tap on the butt.
Oh no, I'll never. You can't run that.
You can't run none of that, can you?
No, you can't run that. That's a case for starters.
That's a case, boy. Yeah. And you know what's funny is because I don't think it's like it's a written rule for the men. Like, yeah, give him a little tap before he goes. It's just natural. That's why I'm like, oh, I hope no male coaches ever slip and be like, yeah, go out there. And you know what? Now that I say that, I'm sure I might have seen someone giving someone a little. Go on, girl.
Like, listen, I would not be surprised if that's happened before because there's some men out there that probably just don't use their brain in it. But
yeah,
for me, you can't run that. I mean, and to be fair, even for the men's, like I wouldn't do that. I don't feel correct with that. You know, the same energy that I would give for the women's is the same that I would give for the man, which is don't touch them like that for starters.
Don't touch them like that. Case.
Case, bro. Long day. I wouldn't even try and entertain that. But things like that. I think changing rooms, for example, as well. That's another thing. Obviously, you can go into the changing room, but make sure that they're decent first, innit? So you'll always. So we've got a female coach. She does like all the sports, like the gym work, and I forgot what the exact name of the title is. Completely forgot. But she does like the fitness side of things.
Okay.
So she will go in, make sure everyone's fine, or maybe one of the players that's already changed, they might step out and tell us, yeah, you can come in and things like that, you know. But
okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's not just we're all playing football, let's go. It's not that. There's
no.
Break it up a little bit because it's
it's different. It's different. You can't just walk into a room with girls changing. It's just common sense. Do you know what I mean? But yeah.
Cool. Last one in this one here, and I really want to know this question. Here, I shall say the answer. As a Chelsea supporter, how does it feel to wear the badge of rivals, or are coaches just like players in that regard? It's just a job.
Yeah,
I was on your IG. I see you got Arsenal shirt, the jacket on, and how does that feel? Do you feel anything? Or are you like, nah, man, I'm at work. It's cool.
No, I mean, obviously, I would love to work for Chelsea as well. But anyone that gives me an opportunity, I always wear it with pride. So when I wore the Arsenal gear, I was for starters, I like the Arsenal gear. I think it has some nice drip there, innit? So I would wear that. But yeah, when it comes to a rivalry point of view, you have to differentiate the two, which is it's annoying because my friends will take the piss out of it.
I was gonna say if you like, I would be like, look at you wearing my badge. What are you talking about? Look at you.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Let's say, for example, if I'm bantering Arsenal, because again, Chelsea fan,
Yeah.
my Arsenal mates will just send a picture of me wearing the kit, and that's it, case closed. Like I can't even get. And I'm like, why are you not ruining the banner, man? Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, yeah. I was waiting for that. Yeah, that's the answer that I want to hear. All right, cool. Yeah. Lovely. All right, we're gonna come back. We're gonna play a game. We're gonna play start, bench, sell. And we've got 16 of those. So let's get in.
Every moment is a victory. Welcome to Grassroots Gazette, from the ground up, where football's journey begins.
All right, here we go. So first one, got Mason Mount, Fabregas, Willian. Start, bench, sell.
Start Fabregas, bench Willian, sell Mount.
Sell Mount. Did Mount break your heart?
Nah.
Yeah. Cool. Just making sure.
Like, Mount was cool, but I knew what time it was.
What time it was? Yeah. All right. Cool. Next up, we got Bellingham, Rice, Maddison.
Sell Madders, bench Rice, play Bellingham.
Lovely. All right. Here we go. Silva, as in Chelsea Silva, John Terry, Marcel Desailly.
Sell Desailly, bench Terry, start Silva.
Scene. Okay. All right. Next up, Haaland, Kane, Shearer.
Kane, and then Haaland and then Shearer, as in sell Shearer, bench Haaland, and then start Kane.
Nice. Didn't think you was gonna go there, but respect for that.
No, you know what it is? I didn't really watch Shearer like that. Like I know what he's about, but I can't bullshit, you know.
You're saying, yeah, no, fair enough. All right, next up we got Bell, Hazard, and Salah.
I'll say Hazard, probably Bell, and then sell Mo. Yeah, I like Mo though.
Cool, but just out of those three, he's got to go. Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
cool.
Bell's just done too much, man.
Next up, we got Solskjaer, Defoe, and Daniel Sturridge.
Solskjaer, Defoe, or Sturridge. Start Defoe. I think Defoe was arguably one of the best strikers in the Prem.
Nice.
Brother. Who was it? Sturridge and who?
Sturridge and Solskjaer.
Yeah. Sturridge and then Solskjaer can get sold.
Next up, we got Tevez, Dwight York, and Berbatov.
Berbatov, start, bench Tevez, and then York cuts.
York's out of there. Zola, Costa, Hasselbank.
Costa start, Zola bench, Hasselbank. No, I'll keep Hasselbank in, and I'll probably I'll keep Zola, and then Hasselbank gets gone.
Hasselbank gets gone. All right, cool. Yeah. Next up, we got Foden, Harvey Elliott, and Saka.
Elliott sold.
That quick.
Bro, come on, man. The Saka bench. To be fair, Elliott's been balling. To be fair to him.
He has this year. Yeah, he's been doing his thing.
He's been balling. Like, yeah, he's been balling. But yeah, Saka second, and then who was the first one?
Foden.
Yeah, Foden all day.
Cool. All right, here we go. Joe Cole, Jody Morris, Cole Palmer.
Joe Cole start, Palmer's bench. And then
Jody's out of here.
Yeah,
poor Jody. All right, here we go. Some WSL. Katie McCabe, Maya Letitia, Lauren James.
Lauren James start. Probably go Maya and then sell Kate.
Gonna sell my Katie. No. Yeah. All right, next up, we got Dennis Wise, Michael Essien, and Michael Ballack. Is that right? Yeah.
Essien start, Ballack bench.
So Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis is gone. Okay, Ella Tooney, Jordan Nobbs, and Beth Mead.
Trying to think who Jordan Nobbs is. I don't think I know who Jordan Nobbs is.
She used to play for Arsenal. Now she plays for Villa.
I don't think
That's
I
what
know
I
who
say.
she is.
She is an English international,
I'll
or
go
was
Ella Toon start, and I'll say Beth.
on the bench.
Yeah, and then
Cool. And then
so,
sell knobs.
yeah.
Lovely. All right, we got 3 more. So we got Makalele, Kante, Jorginho.
Yeah, I'll go Makalele.
Hey.
And I'll go Kante first, then Makalele second, and then
Same. And then
so
Jorginho sold. Same. Yeah, I thought because Makalele made it, and I was like, but Kante boy, that boy is special. That boy is
different.
special.
It was
Okay. Alicia Lehman, Vivian Miedemar, or Chloe Kelly?
Alicia, Chloe, and then sell. Who was second again?
Miedemar, Vivian Miedemar.
Yeah, I'll sell her.
Selling my girls, man. All right, last one. Mary Epps, Zinsberger, or Berger?
Zinsberger or Burger, yeah.
Yeah.
I might go with Burger. No, Mary Epps start, and then I'll sell Burger, and then keep Zin Burger.
Zins. Yeah. All right. Okay. We're going to come back. We just got 2 more small little blocks. 10. Is it 10 in each? Or 10 and 11 in each. Quick little small ones. We'll be right back, my brother.
Is an app for grassroots footballers that allows players to track their performance, improve their game and compete with others in the community.
Galacticos app. Download today. Please check out galacticos.com for more developments. Don't forget to network with us. Help us grow.
Okay. All right. So this is about Brentford women. Yeah, I got 10 quick questions. So how long have you been a coach at Brentford women? Or did we answer that?
Pretty much almost a year now.
Oh, okay. Saying all right, a year now. Which team within the club do you coach first? Is it the first team or is it the B team?
First team.
First team. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is your captain and why did you pick them, or why do you believe they were picked if you didn't pick them?
I didn't pick them, but her name is Molly. I mean, I think she's. I don't want to admit it. Like running joke at gender against each other, but
Same.
She's a player.
She's alright.
she's clearly like the leader of the group for sure. Like the girls respect her, and rightly so. She is very much a leader on the pitch. She's class. Like,
Lovely.
Yeah, I can understand using it.
Cool. All right. Where did you guys finish last season, and are you where you wanted to be at this point this season?
So finished second last season, I believe. They just missed the promotion. They lost a cup final, and that was it. This year we're going for the treble. So
nice.
bit different.
Yeah, nice. How much was the point difference from just missing out? Was it a lot?
I think it was like 3 or 4 points, something like that.
And yeah, you can narrow that down easily. Lovely. Okay, next question. What is Brentford women's style of play? Or is it a club style, i.e. the men, the same as the men? Or is it just a woman's style of play?
I think they've tried to keep something similar to the men's, just so that it runs throughout the whole club. But for me, I would say they are a possession-based team. They like to play through the thirds, and they like to build up, through the thirds and keep the ball. And ideally, they like wide play as well. But yeah, I would say possession-based team. Really, just build up. Can we break teams down? Can we find pockets of spaces? That sort of thing.
Lovely. Okay, can you tell me about your first game and did it go as planned?
I'm trying to think. I don't actually remember what my first game with them was. Yeah, I think the game that I'm thinking of was the first game. We won, and yeah, it was jokes. I remember there was one of the players. Her name's Regan. She was going up for the corners, and she's one of our taller players, and she kept doing a certain thing, and I just kind of told her, why don't you, do a certain different run?
Yeah.
And So she done it on the next one. I said to her, if you do it, then I owe you a £5 as a joke.
Yeah.
And she did it, and then she scored, and then
Come back for a £5.
yeah, and then she her celebration was literally her going like that. And yeah, I never paid her that £5 because again my money was low in it. So. But yeah, for me that was cool because for her to do that, I don't think it's my first game. Now that I think about it, I don't think it was. But for her to do that, it must have given her some sort of belief in me, because whether that was a fluke or not, she believed it.
Yeah, and it worked.
And since then, to be fair to her, she's always, I believe as well, has respected my opinion and what I could bring to the team as well. So it was a good moment, I guess.
Lovely. All right. If you haven't already, can you tell me about your best day to date as a coach of Brentford women? Even if it has got nothing to do with game, like just your best day, like a day that you went in training, anything. Your best day so far.
It was what I mentioned earlier was the stadium day.
Saying stadium day.
Yeah, that day and the Christmas vibes, they were good vibes as well. Everyone got
nice. Everyone got nice, yeah.
Good Christmas vibes.
Yeah, I like that. Christmas vibes. Everyone got nice. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, last 3 questions. In your opinion, who is the best coach at Brentford women? Like, if you don't think it's you, who do you go to for like advice and stuff?
Kevin PALMA.
And said the name, like I was like, oh, who's Kevin? Oh yeah.
No, I'm joking. No, listen, all of them are so valuable. But you know what? I won't even give it to a like a footballing coach per se. I would give it to our sports psychologist, and I think a lot of them would probably agree. He's class, man. Like the way he's taught me a lot, and I know he's teaching a lot to everyone else in terms of the coaching staff, in terms of how to talk to players when you are wanting to deliver something. So, you know, it's all about moods and how you speak with players. So, for example, I had a recent thing with him, and he like, I know it was banter, but he made me realize maybe you are right, you know, and I hate admitting it to him. But he drops a lot of gems. So, for example, there was a routine that I was working on with the girls. So, for reference, his name's Ollie, and I have to remember what his Instagram page is, but I'll tell you later, and you can try and add it in. But he's top, yeah. And yeah, he does sports psychology. But we was doing this throwing set piece, and I was telling one of the girls who I spoke with earlier about how I wanted her to do the throw so that she could benefit from it. And she was doing a certain type of throw, but it was the ball was going upwards, whereas I wanted it to be fit in. So I was saying, don't do this, don't do that. Like, do this instead. And then one of the girls said it as a joke. Kev, like, be more positive and blah, blah, blah. He's heard it and he's reiterated the message and said, yeah, Kev, like, you know, it's about how you say it. And I thought he was taking a piss, and probably he was. I don't know. But he said to me, I said, what? And he went, yeah, it's about how you say it. I said, so how would you say it then? And he went, rather than saying don't do blah, 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 say, can you try this? Or, you know, try this. Or you're doing really well, try this though. Or something, you know, shit like that. And at the time, I was like, you didn't even hear the conversation that I had with Ruben. That's why I'm saying don't do this, that, and the other. Do you get it? But what he's saying has a lot of, like, there's gems in there for you to take away. And yeah, so he's, for me, one of those guys that's really influencing how me and how the others coach as well. And yeah, I would say I'll give it to him. He's top.
Nice. Big up Ollie, man. Big him up. All right. Last 2 questions in this is, what are your goals for next season as a team and for yourself as a coach?
Goals for next season.
If you're setting them already.
Yeah. So for me, it's definitely to get promoted again. I mean, yeah, we're not promoted at the moment, but I'm aiming on the promotion for this year. And then if we do get promoted, then promoted again. What
league are you wanting to get into? What's it called?
So we want to get into the National League. So that's a couple leagues above. But National League essentially would be more hands-on, full-time-ish sort of vibes, you know, like you're actually traveling with the team, and you're going up north or south or whatever.
Same.
It could be, much better experience, let's say.
Okay, yeah, more traveling and everything. All right, lovely. All right, last one. Little tricky. If Fulham women or QPR women came knocking, would you think about switching?
Yeah.
I tried to pick out whoever your rivals were.
I'm always open to opportunity as long as I feel like it can benefit my coaching career. So let's say if they wanted me as manager or as coach, like to manage. No, manager. It has to be manager for me.
Okay. Yeah, like a higher title or a bit more responsibility on you. You'd take it.
Yeah, like I mean, I would voice it to my current manager at Brentford, because for me, I have a big respect for him, and I have a big respect for the assistant and everyone else involved. But for him in particular, I have a big respect because essentially he took a gamble on me, and not many people did. And so for me, I've always got time for him. So at the very minimum, I would chat to him about it, and he probably would encourage. I would imagine that he would encourage, or he would just give me something different.
Give you a better deal type of, okay.
Yeah, but
outbid them type thing.
Yeah, but management is something that I would want to get into again at some point later down the line. So if that opportunity arose and I felt like it could benefit my career, then maybe. But that's not in the thought process at the moment.
Cool, yeah, because you said that you're already on a path to something. So if that was to come up, would that take you off the path that you're on now? Would you be like, yeah, I'm going for it, or no, let me deal with this first, and then I'll come back to that when I get there?
I would still be quite. I would like to think that I'll be quite loyal to Brentford at the moment, just for everything that they've given me, their time, and like I said, the trust aspect of things. They've been real good to me, so I want to repay that in tenfold, you know. So us like doing the treble and stuff like that, I feel like that's a good, good start.
Yes.
But like I would want to do more with them, you know. Like there's a story with Brentford that I feel like we can really go far in many years to come, and I'd like to be part of that. But like I said, if there's something that benefits me more long term for my career, because I have to think about myself as well in that sense, then it would be a conversation worth having. But again,
definitely. All right, cool, brother. All right, here we go. It's the last block coming up. Quick 11 questions. It's called Inside the Coach's Mind. Let's
It's down to a T, minus the milk and 2 sugars. Easy. Take a good look. You can see it's a good look. Take a good look. You can see it's a good look.
My brother, you've been smashing this, so let's fly through this real quick. First one is, what is your greatest strength as a coach?
personality.
Personality. Lovely. Okay. What is your greatest weakness? I don't even like to say weakness. What is something that you like to work on as a coach?
My session design stroke planning, so that it can be tailored more for the players and essentially have a better improvement.
Nice. Give me 3 words to describe yourself.
Funny. I would hope so. Either funny to look at or funny to be around. Either one. Or funny looking. But,
just funny. Something funny.
Yeah, something funny. I feel like a very nice guy. I could be
cool.
I don't know. Yeah, third one.
I can tick those 2 boxes for you, brother. Definitely, yes.
Patient, I reckon. I would hope so.
Maybe
to some not. Well,
yeah, you have to ask the players that. All right, cool. Next one. What gets you excited? What gets you excited about coaching football?
The storyline.
The story. So it's like a whole big picture to you, not just no little small moment.
Yeah.
Everything, the build up to the trophy. Yeah. Cool. What gets you unexcited about coaching football?
Preseason.
Yeah. He hates the preseason. Okay. Lovely. All right, here's one for you. When you are nowhere near a football pitch, where can you be found?
Cinema.
Cinema.
Yeah.
Movie guy, yeah? Nice. Okay. What is the best compliment you've gotten about your coaching?
How I I don't really know how they said it. Kind of just my demeanor, like my voice projection, the confidence, let's say, when I'm doing.
Nice. All right. We're going left a little bit. What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck or fucking.
Fucking hell. Ref.
I feel like ref is a curse word. There's one. I excuse that.
All right, here we go. Last 3 questions. What profession other than your own as a football coach would you like to attempt?
I would like to work in something to do with traveling. So I don't know, like linking, things like going to the best hotels and blogging it and that sort of shit,
I was just about to say something like that. Yeah, like them travel shows that they do with like comedians and stuff. Just go out there having fun and all that.
I have thought about doing podcast type style things, like similar to this, but with other different guests and stuff like that. So potentially in the works. We'll see.
Nice. All right, last 2. What would you consider yourself? Would you consider yourself a specialist or an expert?
None. I would say I'm still learning.
Yeah. I take that as specialist. I always say specialists keep learning because there's always new things coming out. The expert, I know what I know type thing. Like it's a rap expert. I know everything. And like, no, you don't. No one knows everything. Things always change. All right, last question. Nearly 2 hours. You smashed this, brother. Thank you. One thing. What one thing would you change about the football industry? Anything. Money, don't matter. Anything. You can change anything today, and tomorrow we in.
Yeah, probably the money side of things. Like, no, that's a lie. The badges, like the requirements that you need to get into certain places.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll change for sure.
Lovely. All right, my brother. That is the end. You smashed that. I'm going to leave you on screen if you want to promote anything. And then after you've done, just give me a salute and then I'll drop the outro. So I appreciate you being here. And I'm going to leave you to promote whatever you want to promote. Thank you for your time, brother.
I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate being on the call. If you want to keep up to date, I've got an Instagram account, K_PATAMAR, and you can find me on things like Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, in terms of other stuff that I was mentioning earlier, if you want to look at the coaching side of things that I get inspiration from, look up some of Kevin Green's videos. He does some really good stuff around coaching specific situations, specific positions. So find him on YouTube, write Kevin Green position specific forwards or something like that, and you'll find his video there. He's quality. I learn a lot from him. And yeah, keep up to date with Brentford Women's. They are doing their thing and they are pushing for the treble, and hopefully they can win it. So yeah, like I said, appreciate it again and see you lot soon. Yeah.
Blessings. Appreciate you, Kev. Thank you, man. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and see you on the next one. Blessings.
Joining us on Grassroots Gazette. From the ground up, remember, the spirit of football lives within us all. Until next time, keep the passion alive and the dreams soaring. This has been Grassroots Gazette. From the ground up.